Come on. I'm waiting on you. Come on. Come on. I'm at the park. Come on through, crew. I'm at the park. I see us at the park. I see us, it's in the park. I see us in the park. Strolling those summer days. Yeah. The words, Brenda, the words from my heart told on me to the wind without even being said. But just in case you know, I don't want to bore you with my troubles. But there's something about you, I'm saying, that makes me weaken, knocks me off my feet. There's something about your love. What up? Shoot. What's good? Let me see what I got up in here. Lonnie, Sharita, Brenda, Lonnie, Tosh, Danielle, Big Toby. What's up, man? Zaria, Sandy. Go Bobcats. You better say it. I got 2 Bobcats up on here today. Now, let's talk. I've given you move of the day, right? But I can't go through the day or go through a day without giving you your life homework. Because this is the thing about weight loss or just life in general, right? Here's the deal. Everything is kind of attributed to life. It's kind of like you gain weight, you lose your self-esteem, not because of your weight, but originally because of life. Feel me on that. Because of life. Life tends to beat you down. Life tends to disappoint you from time to time because, you know, for a lot of people, support is important. You know, somebody being excited for you, you know, is important. I'm just saying, it's so important. But it doesn't need to be that important. That's what I'm telling you. It doesn't need to be that important because here's what's wrong with making people that important, their opinions that important, is that when you don't get acclaim from certain people that you might admire, then it kind of slows you down. It kind of frustrates you. It kind of disappoints you. But what I'm going to challenge you to do is acknowledge and see things for as they are. Again, it's not about the people who always clap for you and always give you the high five and the, you know, the adoration, you know, when you do certain things of achievement. It's about what they don't do. It's about what they don't say. You got to start paying attention to who's not clapping for you, to who's not high-fiving you, and then you got to be grown enough to put them in a certain category. Again, you're taking the emotions out of it because a lot of y'all get in trouble because you attach an emotion to your hater, to your detractor. Now, let's take it a little bit deeper, if we could, please. Now, sometimes your hater isn't a person who necessarily just hates you. They just hate the fact that you challenge certain things. It's kind of like if there's an older person in the family and they've always been, you know, the king or queen, and then you start doing stuff in their minds, they become your rival. in their competition. So it goes back to, no, don't cheer for her because it takes away from me. Don't clap for him. Don't go to his event. Don't do this, that, because then it makes me feel bad because it's not my event. It wasn't my accomplishment. I can't share in that. So I would much rather prefer that you not participate in sharing that either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking bad about that particular person. Or I'm going to start kind of giving that left-handed compliment. You know how people do? You know, it's not a full compliment, but it's a compliment with negativity behind it, which makes it not a compliment. So they start doing that, and it's not, then you take it personally, right? You take it personally. But you shouldn't take it personally because it all goes back to the selfishness of the people who dislike you, who you've never done anything to. Because it goes back to, but what about me? But I'm great too. I'm great too. Why are you always talking about her? Yeah, she going back to school, and yeah, she opened that business, but I remember her from when she was that hoe. I remember her when she used to, couldn't do nothing right. Always chose wrong. Always dated wrong. You remember her baby daddy? Or you remember that time he got married and he thought it was going to work out and it didn't? He's not so great. She's not so great. But it all stems back to the feeling of that person basically saying, but what about me? I don't want you to put this person in higher esteem than me. Because I need for you to look at me. I need for you to look at me. And you got to be clear on who is who in your life. Because if you're not careful, you will take in a hater thinking that they have your best interest at heart, only for you to find out that they really just got close to you just so they can come up with more information on you to further solidify why people shouldn't be cheering for you. So you really have to be careful about who you bring into your circle, who you bring into your life. Because again, you'll hear me say this all the time. You are a pop star, a person on purpose. So your stuff is a little bit different than everybody else's. You can't treat your life, you can't treat your purpose, and you can't treat your destiny as if it's average, as if it's ordinary, as if there's nothing special about it. Because again, you have people in your life who hope you fail, who hope you do bad, who are just around you to collect some data, to run and tell to somebody else on why they shouldn't be cheering for you, why they shouldn't be excited for you. And again, it's always the people who wear your last name who do the most harm and detriment to you. It's always that family member. It's always, that person, again, who wears your last name, or the person who came up with you, who everybody thinks you're, oh, he or she's doing awesome. Oh, yeah, but you didn't hear about this now, did you? Oh, let me tell you about that. Then you won't think they're so great. I'm telling you, you've really got to identify and label the people in your life and not grant them access to your life, because your life is that important, especially if you know your tendencies. If you're the type of person, and this is where you got to be honest with yourself, if you're the type of person who always takes stuff to heart, you've really got to be careful. And this is the piece where you have to be honest with you. You got to be like, yeah, that's me. You know, I don't admire that part about my life, and I'm still working on it. But yes, I do take things personally. I do take things to heart. Yes, I do get emotional. Yes, I do get out of character when I feel like somebody is hating on me or hurting me intentionally. If you know that's you, come on now. If you know that's you, you've really got to guard your heart. Again, you can't let people, and you can't just let everybody have access to you without identifying. And again, everything comes, when people hate on you and they dislike you and they don't know why they hate you or they dislike you, that's when you've got to just stiff on folks. You got to put them at a distance. Because again, you got to be honest with yourself. Yes, I do get emotional when I feel like somebody's trying to bother me or disrupt me or make me feel a certain way. Because again, everybody doesn't need access to you. Feel me on that. Everybody, and I don't care how long they've been cool with you. I don't care if they're your first cousin. I don't care if that's your sister. Because again, it's always the people who's closest to you that do the most damage to you. So what I'm trying to tell you is really, really guard you. Hold yourself at a level. If they call you uppity, if they call you stuck up, if they call you bougie, if they say, oh, he think he better than everybody, or she thinks she better than everybody, cool. That's fine. I've never heard of anybody dying because they were bougie. I've never heard of anybody dying because they had a certain standard. I've never heard of anybody dying because they protected and guarded their heart. Feel me? Because you're that important. Feel me? You're that important. While the rest of the world continues to try to convince you you're ordinary, there's nothing special about you, I want you to hold on to the fact that you're extraordinary. Again, you're a pop star, a person on purpose. You were sent here to do awesome stuff, but again, you gotta guard and protect your heart. You gotta guard and protect the image of self. I don't care if that's your auntie. I don't care if that's your uncle. I don't care if that's your mama. I don't care if it's your daddy. I don't care if that's your kid. Because again, sometimes, and this is the part people don't get also too, that I need you to get. A lot of times, people remember you during a certain spot in your life, during a certain time of your life. It's kind of like if you knew me when I was 18 and you thinking I'm still that same 18-year-old you knew back in the day, but because I've grown and I've evolved, I'm not the same person. So the stuff that I used to deal with and the stuff that I used to take at 42, I don't deal with anymore. I don't take anymore. So sometimes you have to look at certain folks and be like, okay, they remember me from 1996. They remember me as okay, you can run over me, it's cool, I'll get over it. I was the kiki person, but now I understand my worth and I understand my value and I understand my time. So I'm not that same person. So the stuff you used to get away with, I check you on now. Feel me on that. So, sometimes you just have to look at people and say within yourself. And I know a lot of y'all gonna see a lot of family members over the holidays and stuff like that. Sometimes you just gotta say, she still sees me as the 12-year-old. She still sees me as the 16-year-old, the irresponsible 16-year-old. And that's cool. And if they see you in that way, maintain distance, because they're always going to try to reel you back in a place of remembrance. And if you're not careful, you'll end up being that person again. You'll end up reverting back to being the old person you've outgrown if you're not careful. That's why it's important to, even before you go somewhere, remind yourself who you are. Talk to yourself. Because again, they're going to try to remind you of when you a little Lynn or you a little Erica, you know, and try to remind you of the times when you wasn't so great. But I'm going to need for you to give yourself a pep talk and remind yourself of who you are even before you step on, you know, somebody's property. Okay? So, again, everybody has a job to do. Haters have a job to do. Their job is to bring you down. Their job is to remind you of who you used to be. Their job is to make you feel bad about doing great. Your job is to protect your swag, to protect your self-image of yourself, to remind yourself, even when you forget at times, how great and how awesome you are. Yes, I am a person on purpose. That's your job. Everybody has a job. So make sure you do your job. Identify your haters. Stop taking stuff personally. And understand that you are a superstar. You are. People hate superstars. You are a superstar. It's part of it. You are a superstar. I'll be the first to tell you, you're a superstar. If you're on this page and you're watching, you are a superstar. Okay? But you got to understand that there's certain things that go along with being a star. They're going to criticize you, but they can't stop you. Again, stop taking stuff personally. Everybody has a job to do. So, look, I'm just here to remind you, you are a pop star. And that there's only one you. Protect you and protect your image of you. Absolutely. So that's what's up. So I love y'all. If y'all can, look, if you're trying to get on the program, text me up. I got my number up here. I'm going to send you the links for either the BOGO, the online workout program. Let's get you fine, and let's take your life, let's take your body, let's take everything to a different level. That's why I pop up every day, to give you a move of the day and give you life homework. Because again, I feel like every time I talk like this, somebody needs to hear it. Because I feel like sometimes that, you know, when I talk about certain things, certain people are living it. Some people need some reminders of who they are. I'm that dude who's just gonna remind you again. While everybody is trying to knock you down, while everybody is trying to discredit you, while everybody is trying to keep you in a box, I'm here to remind you every day how awesome you are. I'm here to remind you of your purpose here. Not just to live like everybody else, not to be average, because average is boring. Average is lame. There's nothing exciting about being average. You're extraordinary. So I'm just here to remind you every day of how extraordinary you are. Look, I'm the dude with the pom-poms on the sideline, cheering for you every day, hoping that you score every day. That's what I do. So, love y'all. I'm up out of here. Y'all be good. Dominate Tuesday. How about that? Let's dominate Tuesday. We just don't live. You know, we dominate. We just don't walk through life. We just dominate life. We come looking for a fight. We come looking to dominate you every day. 24/7, 365, doing all 4 seasons. So let's go get it. Love y'all. I'm gone.